Okay, thank you for the introduction. So this work is a collaboration between a French research laboratory, an hospital dedicated to the treatment of cancer, and the company EDAP-TMS. This study was conducted because colorectal cancer is one of the most common cancer worldwide, but the main cause of death is the development of metastasis in the liver. And to date, the only one curative option for patients is surgery, removing parts of the liver in which there are the metastases. If surgery is feasible, the long-term survival is about 30 to 40%. And if surgery is not feasible, long-term survival is uncommon. However, only 10 to 20% of patients are suitable for surgery, mainly because tumors can be located close to large blood vessels, and in that case, resection is not feasible. Or there may be too much tumors or too big tumors, and in that cases, even if surgery is feasible, it is needed to let at least 30% of healthy liver to ensure survival. So our long-term objective is to develop a HIFU device that can be used during surgery in order to treat unresectable liver metastasis. This tumor ablation using intraoperative high-intensity focused ultrasound is not viewed as a replacement for resection, but as a complementary tool that can be used in otherwise unresectable patients. So ultrasound therapy using HIFU is now a clinical reality, but one of the main limitations of the technique is the long time, which is due to the small size of each HIFU lesion, and these small HIFU lesions must be placed side by side in order to treat the whole tumor plus safety emergence. These are data from the treatment of prostate cancer from our group, and we can see that even for treating small volume, such as the prostate volume of about 24 cubic centimeters, it is needed to juxtapose up to 400 HIFU lesions, and it takes, just for the HIFU time, more than 1 hour. So the treatment time is proportional to the tumor size, and considerable time is needed to ablate large volume. So for treating the liver, we change the shape of the transducer, and rather than using spherical transducers, we used a toroidal transducer. So what is the difference between a spherical and a toroidal transducer? The difference is that a torus is based on the rotation of a circle about an axis of revolution. But the difference with the spherical one is that the center of the circle is placed at a distance d from the axis of revolution. And when the circle rotates, it creates a torus. There is one particular case. If this distance d is lower than the radius of the circle, the torus is called a spindle torus. And as you can see, there are two envelopes inside this geometrical figure. And since there is two envelopes, we can create two different shapes of a HIFU transducer, one using the exterior envelope or one using the interior envelope of this spindle torus. For that particular case, we choose to use the interior envelope of the spindle torus to develop our toroidal HIFU transducer. And the difference of the focusing regarding spherical transducer is that the focus is not an ellipsoid, but is a circle. And the radius of this circle is defined by the distance between the axis of revolution and the center of the circle. Most importantly, the ultrasound beam intersects between this principal focus and the transducer and forms a secondary focal zone, which contributes to increase and reinforce the ablation volume. These are the parameters we used for developing the transducer. The central frequency was set at 2.5 megahertz. The radius of curvature was 7 centimeters in order to treat the deepest regions of the liver. The diameter is 7.3 centimeters in order to hold the device by hand by the surgeon. The radius of the focal zone was set at 15 millimeters, and the transducer is divided into 32 concentric rings of equal surface in order to steer the beam electronically. There is a central opening in the center of the HIFU transducer to place an ultrasound imaging array working at 7.5 megahertz. We demonstrated in vivo in pig livers that the ablation volume can be significantly increased. This is a lesion that has been obtained in only 40 seconds of treatment. So significantly increased when compared with conventional spherical transducer. The ablation rate using toroidal transducer is about 10.5 cubic centimeter per minute versus 0.3 cubic centimeters with equivalent spherical transducers. If we perform electronic beam steering during treatment, we can even enlarge the ablation zone up to 40 to 50 cubic centimeters in only 2 minutes and 10 seconds of treatment. And according to the beam steering we use, we can also ablate a round-shaped region of the liver, which are a volume similar to a tumor. So thanks to these preliminary results, we are now conducting a clinical study, a phase 1-2 clinical study, in order to assess the feasibility and safety of this HIFU ablation created using a toroidal transducer in patients undergoing hepatectomy with colorectal liver metastasis. And we first collect preliminary efficacy and accuracy data. So the study is divided into 2 stages. In the first one, we ablate normal parts of the liver that is planned for resection. So this part of the liver will be removed by the surgeon. There are metastases inside. And we create a HIFU lesion in the healthy part of the liver. And in phase 2, we ablate tumors just before the surgeon removes this part of the liver. This is the probe that has been designed for this clinical trial. The probe can be used by hand by the surgeon, and you can see that it's placed directly in contact with the liver if the ablation lasted less than 1 minute. And if the lesion is planned to be created in 2 minutes, then the probe is fixed on a mechanical arm and also placed directly in contact with the liver. To date, 27 patients have been included and follow-up up to 1 month. These are the exposure conditions. This is the driving equipment with a user interface that shows the ultrasound images used to guide the treatment. And this is the probe that has been prepared for the treatment. So the objectives were to evaluate the effectiveness, tolerance, safety, and accuracy of the treatment, and also to assess the response to HIFU using the ultrasound imaging guidance. These are the results of the first phase. So we confirm that we can ablate large region of the liver in a short amount of time. And importantly, we observed, and it is a huge difference when compared with spherical transducer, we observed that we can clearly identify the lesion on the ultrasound images. So this is with the probe integrated in the device, and this image was obtained with a higher frequency ultrasound imaging probe. And we observed a close correlation between what was observed in ultrasound images and what was observed in gross pathology with a high correlation coefficient. These are the results of the phase 2b when we treat the tumors just before resecting the liver. This is a 1 centimeter in diameter liver metastasis that has been completely ablated with safety margins in only 40 seconds of treatment using this new transducer. And this is, the scale is not the same between the 2 images. This is a 2 centimeter metastasis in diameter, that has been ablated in only 2 minutes and 10 seconds of treatment. So 5 metastases have been treated up to now in phase 2B, and the ablation time varied from 40 seconds for 1 centimeter tumors up to 6 minutes and 10 seconds for 2 centimeters in diameter tumors. And in all cases, we observed safety margins of at least 3 millimeters in all directions. This is another important result. This is another metastasis that have been treated in a patient that was resected 2 months after the HIFU ablation. So this is a 2 centimeter in diameter metastasis that has been ablated using HIFU. And one important finding is that we can still observe the HIFU ablation in sonograms even 2 months after the treatment. So the changes that have been performed in echogenicity are permanent changes, and it allows to measure precisely the ablation zone. So to conclude, no HIFU-related complications occurred during surgery or even 1 month after the treatment. We observed one pneumonia with pleural effusion, which was associated with anastomotic leakage and not to the HIFU treatment, and a urinary tract infection with fever and mental confusion, but also not associated with the HIFU treatment. Histological examination confirmed homogeneous necrosis for all HIFU ablations, and this was particularly notable around vessels of less than 5 millimeters in diameter. One important finding is that ultrasound imaging evidence of complete ablation of the target region can be taken to infer the histological success, and I think that we are the only one that can see the ablation on conventional BIMOD images. And this toroidal HIFU transducer can achieve fast, selective, safe, and well-tolerated large volume of liver ablation without any puncture inside the organ. And the total time for the HIFU exposure, including all the procedure, is 15 minutes on average. So 5 colorectal liver metastases with diameters in a range of 1 to 2 centimeters in diameter have been treated using this device with safety margins of at least 3 millimeters in all directions. So I thank you for your attention.
This paper is now open for discussion.
Well, I have a question about the first time. How did you set the particular patients for the imaging by imaging or by the predetermined target? How do you determine the exposure time?
The exposure time is defined according to the depth and the size of the tumor. So we have several exposure parameters, and we can set the volume of ablation from 2 centimeters in diameter up to 5 centimeters in diameter, and we set that according to preoperative ultrasound imaging.
You didn't monitor during the ultrasound?
We cannot see anything in ultrasound images during HIFU ablation because there are interferences between the HIFU beam and the ultrasound imaging beam. But right after the ablation, since the temperature has increased up to boiling, we observed some bright echoes at the location of the ablation. But then the tissues cooled down to 37 degrees. And at this time, so about 2 to 5 minutes after the ablation, we can observe the images I show you with the hypoechoic zone corresponding to the ablation.
Any other questions? I have a quick question. Why, under ultrasound imaging, get such great pictures? Is it just the consistency of the thermal lesion?
Yeah, it's exactly that. The main difference, if we use spherical transducer, is that the intensity at the focus is 10,000 times higher than what we need to ablate. And the destruction process is completely different if we defocus the beam, as we do with the toroidal transducer. And histologically, we observed a huge difference between these two processes of ablation. Using spherical transducer, there are some holes inside the lesion, and these holes do not lead to a clear change inside the ultrasound images. We have much more thermal process ablation using the toroidal transducer due to the defocusing, and therefore there is no holes. The cells lost their nucleus inside, so there are less scattering inside the lesion, and this leads to the hypoechoic region we observed.